Oh, hello guys. Welcome. Sorry I'm running a few minutes late, but I am ready to get started now. I'm going to give you guys a minute to jump on in here. I have a surprise project for you guys today. I just finished it about an hour ago, so that's how this week's going. So yeah, let's get started. Hi, hello with my bad lighting. My new light's coming today, so I'm excited. I'm Heather Powers from Humblebeads. I am a bead maker, jewelry designer, author, illustrator, teacher, your everyday muse. At least I hope I inspire you every day. So guys, what we're going to do today is just a simple project. Let me show you a picture of it. Here it is. We're going to be playing with pips, and I'll be telling you all about pips in just a second. But before I do that, let's visit. Hi! Hi Donna and Linda and Debbie and Mary. Hello. Nice to see where you guys are watching from today. I can't believe it's already the end of August. Can you guys believe that? I look forward to each season, but I particularly love fall, so I'm really looking forward to the cooler temperatures and all the beauty that comes with autumn, so that always makes my heart super happy. Hello Lauren and Cindy and Susan and Candy. Hi guys, so glad you guys can watch me today. Okay, so let's talk about pips. Hi Angie from Florida. Hope you are staying kind of cool, at least in your air conditioning. Maybe you got a pool. And Susan and Lauren. Hi guys. Hi Donna. All right, let's talk about pips. So pips are something, they're a type of bead, and they look like little tiny flower petals. You can see here's a bunch of them. These aren't beads that I carry, but my dear friend Cassandra from Beads to Live By carries these, and that's where I got all of my new stash from. And so Cassandra is going to have a little pip live sale this week here on Facebook, and I will post that when that happens so that you guys can stock up on every color imaginable, because they are so much fun. Oh no, Angie, the pool's too warm. That's August for you. So we're going to be working with two colors for this project, so a light and a dark. And one thing I love about the pips are all the different finishes that they come in. So here you can see we have a matte, here we have a gold kind of speckled purple finish, here we have a metallic, here we have just your regular old shiny, and yeah, love all of these colors. This one, it's dark blue, but you can see through it a little bit. So pretty. And this is my current color combination. Everything I want to make are these colors. So check glass pips they're called, and we're going to use two different colors for today. I have a it has a little bit of blue in it along with the gold and green, and then a matte kind of light sage green, and we're going to use it with my lentil bead. Do you guys want to see my lentil beads? Let me tease you a little. Here's the lentil beads. So I have a coppery color, teal, and then all of these island bloom brighter ones. So you know, we love the bright colors no matter what time of year it is. Hi Nancy from Beaver Island, glad you're watching. Okay, along with the lentil and the pips, I am using a large brass ring. I didn't even, oh wait, here we go. It says 34 millimeter, and this is from Vintage, and we'll be carrying these in the shop on Friday. And then a scroll ring filigree from Vintage, and I'm going to be using two 8mm, are these 9mm oval jump rings to 8mm round jump rings. I should pull these out before. 2 4mm jump rings, and some little metallic copper seed beads. You can use any seed bead, but I really like the little bit of metal flash in between, and so I'm going to use these in between the pips to help them lay flat. So I'm going to get a little tiny stash of those. Along with my goodies here, I'm going to be using 18 gauge twisted wire and 20 gauge natural brass colored wire. So 20 gauge and 18 gauge. I don't know if you guys want to take a screenshot so you can remember that. So there it is. Hi Marilyn, nice to see you here. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, actually the first thing I'm going to do is string on the little beads. So we're going to take the 20 gauge wire and cut 2 3 to 4 inch pieces. Doesn't matter if you have a little extra. And what I'm going to do is take my round nose pliers here, and I'm going to make a little loop, a pretty dainty one, and it's going to curl like this, and I'm going to leave it curled. I'm not going to straighten it out. I'm going to leave it curled. Susan, you do not have to use the twisted wire, but I do recommend using 18 gauge wire, whether it's twisted or not twisted. So, great question. Oh, you only have one package of the pips, Donna? Well, you could definitely double up on the color and just do the same color twice. Okay. And I'm going to do the darker color on the bottom, so I want 7 of these. So I'm going to alternate between the pip and the seed bead. Don't try to pick up a seed bead and put it on your wire. Poke the wire through the seed bead to have it jump on the wire. Experience speaking there. Alright. So I love this. It's just a really simple, easy project. No advanced skills needed. And it's a great way to show off these pips, which I really love, the colors and the shapes. And so I worked quite a few variations to come up with this design. It's always easy to design something ugly. And it takes a few tries to come up with a more elegant solution for your idea that you have floating around in your head. And you can see I've curved the wire. Is it super hot here, Donna? It's not super hot because, you know, I lived in Texas for a long time, and you know, it's not like 100 degrees here. It doesn't even get over 90 most of the time. But we live on the lake, and this time of year, it's the humidity that gets ya. It's just so humid, it's so uncomfortable. Okay, and I'm going to cut off the end here and just make a little tiny loop. If you feel like your loop is a little too big, just adjust and cut as needed. You don't want to make your loop really tight for this because you want the beads to be able to lay flat. If you tighten your little your little loop too tight, they're gonna kind of like stick up like that. And so you want them to have a little bit of play here. And I actually think this side is a little too big. So I'm going to Just trim off a tiny bit and then close my loop. Okay, so that's the bottom, and you'll want to adjust this so that you have a nice even little half circle. And I'm going to repeat for this side. Janelda, maybe that's how you say your name. I'm not 100% sure. I'm sorry if I'm totally butchering it. I used to live in Texas, but I live in Michigan now. I lived in San Antonio for 10 years. These are size 11 seed beads, Donna. And you could use any color or any type of size 11 seed bead. I just happen to like these little metal seed beads. They just add a little extra, which we like a little extra around here, don't we? And now for the top one, I'm going to do 5 beads. Well, 5 pips. And then seed beads in between each one. Well, hello. From Seabrook, Texas. I liked living in San Antonio a lot, except for the heat. So I actually think that's the #1 reason I wanted to move home, because I was just so tired of the heat. I'm much more of a cool weather person. It's way easier to cool down. I mean, heat up and get warm than it is to cool down. Ooh, see, I just started chatting and got carried away there. Okay. So I see my friend Cassandra's watching, and Cassandra is from Beads to Live By, and you can follow her on Facebook. And later this week, she's going to have the live Facebook pip sale. So that'll be exciting. I've never watched a live sale event, Cassandra, so I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so there I've done the 2 little loops curving inward, and there I have my pips all ready to go. Hi Sheila Shane, hope you're doing good. Oh, Bonnie, I haven't checked my emails yet this morning or today, but I will get to that this afternoon, so thank you for letting me know. I'll be on the lookout for that. Okay, now I'm actually going to use a marker to mark where I want my holes to go, because this is kind of important. So you want to line up that center bead with the hole. Oh, here, let me get in the screen so you guys can see this a little better. So I want to line up the hole on the top of this pendant with the center bead, and then from there I'm going to do a little dot so that I can punch my hole. I'm using the vintage 1.5 millimeter hole punch, and I'm going to do 2 holes right where I had my little marks. Okay, now I keep looking down to see what I did on my necklace. I'm going to use the oval rings. And before I do that, I'm going to attach the little 4 millimeter jump rings onto the bottom little, what do we want to call this? The pips. I have no vocabulary today. Okay, so I'm going to put this little 4 millimeter brass jump ring on and close this up really tight. Okay, and I'm going to repeat on the other side. put my finer pliers on this side. So these are 4mm jump rings. The wire that you use for the pips are 20 gauge. And you can use any kind of wire. My preferred wire is Parawire in the natural brass color by Vintage that matches their findings exactly. Okay. Now I'm going to take the oval, 9mm oval, jump ring, stick that on, attach my smaller pip thingy, pip fringe, I don't know what to call it. My jump ring's a little funky there. There we go. Yes, good job. Alright, let's get this closed up nice and tight. I don't know why closing jump rings has become such a task for me in my years of in there. That's nice. You can't do that jump ring back and forth too many times. Good to know, because it is plated. Alright, let's try this again. I've actually never had that happen with those jump rings, so kind of weird. Okay. Oh, guys, pip crescent. Oh, I like that. Janelda, the copper. This is the natural brass wire that I'm using, which hopefully I just answered that for you. And it's Parawire is the brand name. Watch as Heather struggles with every part of this project. It'll be amazing that she can finish. Okay, here we go. So, oval jump ring on the brass ring attached with the attaching the pip crescent. I like that. Who said that? Monica. Thank you. Alright, now we're going to move along a little quicker. Okay, now to attach the larger piece, I'm going to use 8mm jump rings, and these are brass as well. It is tricky. If I had this right in front of my face, it would be a little bit easier with working on the camera, Debbie, that's for sure. Okay, now I want the jump rings, I want their little seams to be in the back, so I'm going to turn that around. And I'm going to attach this jump ring behind the pips, and then I'm going to attach the bottom onto the little 4mm jump ring that we did. And then we're going to close this up. I need to eat a better lunch or something. Like, dropping things, can't think of words. Actually, you know what I need is a nap. Anyone else? Not enough sleep lately. Too many big deadlines, which is terrible. Not the deadlines, but me not taking care of myself. Get your sleep, guys. It's the most important thing you can do each day. Okay, again, attaching behind the pip beads. So you guys think my voice is just calm and soothing. I'm really just tired. What do you think of that? I'm just exhausted. Okay, so there is my my bottom of my pendant with my little sachet of pips. I love them so much. Oh my gosh, if you could see all the ugly versions that I did to get to this, you would know why I'm so excited to have this done. Woo-hoo. Okay, now I'm going to take my twisted wire. This is 18 gauge. Someone asked if you have to use twisted wire. Nope, you can use just regular 18 gauge wire. Will work just the same. But I do recommend 18 gauge wire for a little bit of a heavier hold on your pendant. Okay, I'm just making a simple loop here. I'm going to slide on my lentil bead, and the holes are perfect for 18 millimeter. And now I'm going to, so this whole this loop is going left to right, so now the top one I want to do front to back. Okay. And I want the one that goes left to right to be on the bottom, and the one that goes front to back on the top. Oh, sorry, we needed 3 of the 8 millimeter jump rings, so you need 1 more. I'm going to open this up. Now on the top part of your scroll filigree here, there are some little parts that are bigger than others, so you want to go through a larger part to stick your jump ring through. And you're going to layer this on top of the brass blank ring, and that blank was 34 millimeter, and we will have those in the shop on Friday. Or of course, if you can't wait, you can get them at vintage.com. Okay, I forgot one more thing. Big surprise. We need a large jump ring. Oh no, I just dropped all of my bags. Okay, so this is a 17 millimeter rope jump ring. Oh, yeah, helps if I attach the lentil onto the jump ring here. Okay, so step 1 of making this project, drink coffee beforehand. Alright, now I'm going to throw on the big 17 millimeter jump ring on the top here. Oh, and my ring is a little bit too small, so I'm actually going to switch these around because the one on the bottom is larger. So I'm just going to turn that so that my large one is on the top and the left to right jumper loop is on the bottom. my 17 millimeter jump ring on the top, and we're almost done with this necklace. The last thing that we're going to use is 1.5 millimeter leather, and this is a pretty copper color, and I'm going to do about 36 inches here. I'm not alone in the nap club. Oh, good, Debbie. I'm glad my mistakes help inspire you to know you don't have to be perfect to make jewelry, because you definitely don't. Okay, I've taken the 36 inches of leather, folded it over in half, and now I'm going to do a loop through my jump ring, and I'm going to take the two strands and pull them straight up so you can see that's how we're going. I'm going to take the left strand, and I'm going to take the end and pull it through this loop right here. So this is the loop on the right side, and now I'm going to take the right side and stick it up through the loop on the left side, and this is going to give us a cool knot called the cat's paw. And now I just want to tighten this down. Make sure those are pulled up. And here we have this nice little crisscross knot called the cat's paw. And I like the way they lay better than like just a lark's head knot on here, because your leather kind of goes out. It's nicer, and it's a little special. Hey Brenda, you missed all my mistakes on the video. So again, you want the little seam of the oval jump rings to be in the back. We used 20 gauge wire for the pips. I used 11 size 11 seed beads in between each of the pips. We have 7 on the bottom, 5 on the top. I have a 4 millimeter jump ring attaching to the 8 millimeter jump ring, and then the 9 millimeter ovals. We have the blank that we poked the holes through, then our filigree on top with the 8 millimeter jump ring. I used 18 gauge wire for my focal bead, and then 17 millimeter for the top jump ring, and then the leather is 1.5 millimeter. So how fun is that, guys? Just a real simple, easy necklace. You can do it in any color. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention, you don't have to use a lentil. How adorable would this be with a bird? Right? Woo! So you could use any focal bead, but a little bird would be awfully adorable. Yeah, the cat's paw knot is super fun and easy. Just do a little practice one if you haven't tried it before. Anita, you can go back and watch from the beginning anytime you'd like to see all the mistakes I made. Alright guys, that's it for my video. On Friday, when we do our coffee break, I will definitely be in better lighting. So, ooh, double stacked birds would be super cute, Donna. Yeah, so this would work with any kind of focal bead, but I thought the lentils or the birds would be really perfect with it. So give it a try. All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions. Leave them in the comments. So let's see, where's my... Ooh. I don't have my 3 p.m. No, yeah, 3 p.m. on Friday is my coffee break. So 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, coffee break, and I'll be sharing what's new, and I have lots and lots of new goodies for you guys this week. We'll have kits for these, but they are going to be listed on Friday because I need to get caught up on orders today. And if you made to orders. Jesse is working furiously on those, and we're sending out little batches every day, and he sends out an email at the end of each day of the ones that got finished. Donna wants to see the knot again. Of course, Donna. Let me pull out a jump ring here. Okay, you got your, whatever your pendant is going to be. Oh, guys, I even forgot to show you how to do the knots at the end of the... I will show you guys how to do the knots at the end of the leather, too. I forgot to do that. Okay, so cat's paw. Here we go. You're going to take your pendant. We're pretending this is our pendant. You're going to pull the loop through the jump ring. You're going to push it so that it's kind of straight up behind the jump ring, and then you're going to pull the two strands straight above the loop that's on the back. Okay, and now you're going to take the left hand side string and pull it through, coming from the back up through the right side loop, and then you're going to take the left side and come from the back upward and go through the left side. I mean, this was the right side string going through the left side loop, so you're just going left loop to the left strand to the right loop, right strand through the left loop. And now I'm going to pull these nice and tight. And that's your cat paw knot. Alright, now, before I go, in case you're new here and you haven't seen the adjustable knot, you want about 6 inch, let's say 6 to 8 inches of leather crossing over each other on the back. And you're going to take about 3 inches, well, it's like 2.5, and do a loop. And then you're going to wrap the end of the leather around all 3 of the strands of the loop and the cord that your necklace is on. You're going to pull that little bit up through. Usually I have more to work with, but I didn't plan that very well. Okay, you're going to grab onto that little end and then push down on your knot until you get a nice tight knot. I'm going to repeat that on the other side. So you're going to take and make a loop, and you're going to take the end of the leather cord and wrap around all 3 of these pieces of leather, 1, 2 to 3 times. The most important thing is to do the same amount on both sides so that your knots are even on both sides. And now I'm going to pull the end of the leather cord and push the knot down. And then you'll just trim off the extra. And then to make it longer, you're going to pull on the strings, the cord on both sides. To make it shorter, you're going to pull on the knots. And that's your adjustable cord. All right, yes. Homework for today is cat's paw. And adjustable knots now too. All right, guys, that's it. I am going to see you guys on Friday for the coffee break at 3 p.m. And right after the video, I will have all the new beads listed and kits. Hi, Roberta. Nice to see you here. You'll have to watch the replay, but we're glad you're here. All right, guys, that's it. You guys have a great day. I am going to get back to work. And again, if you would like an update on an order, feel free to email me or email Mr. Humblebeads, all one word, at gmail.com, and Jessie will take care of that for you guys. All right, you guys take care. I will see you on Friday, and you have a great week. Thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.